Hello, and welcome back. Last time we started up Bravely Default. We've got just a little bit into the game, but we did get our first two jobs, so there's that. This is a job-based game. Now, it is the start of a new day, so let's swap over to this scene and do our daily stuff. Oh, okay. So I'm not going to get more folks. That's fun. Armor swap complete. We got level 1, so we have bronze armor for purchase. Trader complete at level 2. We can buy an antidote and eye drops. Area reclaimed, area reclaimed. And we got a gift from the trader, a potion, and a teleport stone. Alright, so we have 5 people we can allocate wherever. Best idea is to start with making a new shop. We've got 2 hours for that one. Two hours for this one. An hour and a half for that one. These are actually going to finish during stream, so I need to check back. And then I may as well try and reclaim an area. Go with this one. Oh goodness, 70 hours. What's the shortest time? 30 hours? 99 hours. 50 hours. You know what? Sure. Since I'm not going to be back at this for another week, right? So we'll get 3 of them done during the course of the stream, and then 2 of them are going to take the next week. But I'm not streaming on Friday, so I may as well, right? Our next task is to go back to Kaldisla, so... Magic! Using magic. To cast magic, you need the spell scroll and the corresponding ability. The party can all share a single scroll, and abilities have level limits, as in White Magic level 2.
You chased off the Eternian ship? Amazing! Truly, the Vestal is a worker of miracles. And you as well, 'tis. Excellent work, lad.
Has there been any word of where the ship is gone, Your Highness?
What have you heard from your man, Owen?
It seems the Sky Knights have returned to their hold, Your Majesty. The Lontano Villa.
Lontano Villa. Then that's where we're headed.
I'm afraid you'll not get there now. The bridge they shot out is still in ruins.
We'll mount a full-scale offensive the moment it's repaired. For now, we must be patient. Go and rest.
It's just like the original Final Fantasy. Starting with a bridge repair. 2 bumpkins! What's wrong? You seem distracted. Oh, just never before walked through such a lively city as this. Oh, really? I don't suppose it's anything special for you, who grew up here. But to me, this is all... Actually, me too. I'm sorry? I grew up in Narende. Narende has sheep and grass. Nothing like this. It's kind of overwhelming, to be honest. So I think I can relate pretty well, actually. Oh, I see. Well, yes then. What parts jump out at you the most? What's the strangest? Well, the number of people, buildings, and the fact that they all seem so tranquil astounds me. The seas are rotted, duchy has invaded, and still... I suppose it's a testament to their faith in the king's rule. Far cry from the kingdom I left. Ah, I'd nearly forgotten. Owen informed me just before we left. Apparently, the innkeep is preparing a special feast for us this evening. Guess we did not keep him waiting. Oh, right.
Tiz, wake up!
Hear that?
What's wrong? It's the middle of the night.
Something's wrong outside.
Outside? Wait, is that...
Give us the Vestal! We know she's here! And you'd best be quick! Fire spreads so easily!
Ominous, sir. Is this really necessary?
What? No! Yes, I won't be questioned! You're under my command now. You'll follow my orders.
But sir!
Burn! Burn! We can sift the Vestal's ashes out from the rest.
What are they doing?
Looking for me. If I go, they'll stop this madness.
You can't be serious, miss. You'd be marching to your own death.
Yeah, we have asterisks now, right? We can do better.
Seems these fools intend to hide the girl. If the whole city's complicit, the whole city can burn. Just watch. My fire will have this place charred black by morning.
Black Mage Ominous Crow!
What now?
We've sent these people a clear message. It's time to withdraw!
Ominous crow.
You still insist on undermining me? It's time you knew your place!
Murder. 5, 4.
Fine, bully. Women always are. But I'll be back tomorrow, and another house will burn. Then another the next night. And every night until you give up the girl!
Thankfully, our only casualty was a house. An old one at that. The spellcaster was one of their officers. He's holed up in the ruins of Centro Keep, north of the city.
The hostilities will end once I step forward.
There you go again, ready to martyr yourself. There are 2 of us now. That broadens our options.
Might I interject?
Ah, it's Mr. Amnesia. You were staying in the empty house that burned, weren't you?
Ouch.
Mr. Amnesia, is that foreign?
I mean, the boy has no memories. He just turned up in town a week ago. No clue who he was. I see you've suffered some light burns. Are you sure you should be up and walking about?
I'm fine, though I thank you for your gracious concern. More to the point, you two are Tiz and Agnes, yes?
But why? I don't recall giving you my name, sir.
It was written in this journal. The only thing I had on me when I was found, apparently. full of strange things, this book. Like word of your aims to plug up that great sinkhole.
What?
What's more, and this part is key, the journal states that you too will encounter a certain fear. If my suspicions are correct, it's the girl who was accompanying that Eternian Firestarter.
Pardon my asking, but how do you tie in?
It appears you make for the Centro Ruins, no? Then bring me along. That girl tugs at my mind. Oh, we've met before. When I saw her face amid the flames, I felt a spark. Not your customary running for your life thrill, mind, but a real Thundaga to the heart epiphany. Her gaze was equal parts innocence and tempered steel. Oh, to see those eyes don the sparkle of a smile. Her voice gentle as spring's sweet breeze, and should she see fit to call my name? Ah, my heart races. I insist you let me join you. It simply must be so.
Unacceptable. Also, I'm repulsed beyond words.
What? Why? This is an upstanding gentleman's heartfelt plea. I'll not slow you down.
I cannot trust a man such as yourself. My answer is no, sir.
Still, in a fight, 3 people are better than 2.
His personality leaves a bit to be desired, but I'll vouch for the man's skill. He once helped us hunt down a wild boar.
If you're certain he'll not pose a problem, Tiz.
Lovely.
Do you remember your name?
They call me Ringabel. It's a pleasure. My Lady Vestal, from this day hence, I shall be your sword.
No, thank you.
This was a good idea.
Ringabel joined the party. Steve's journal. So here's the thing. There's a lot of literature in this game, and almost all of it is in Dee's journal. I'm going to be reading that from cover to cover right now. So, be prepared to listen to a lot of reading. I'm going to also note the reason why I'm reading this is because it's referenced heavily throughout the entire game. So, yeah, it's best to actually know the contents. The only clue Ringabel has to his lost memories is a strange journal inscribed only with the letter D. Opening the journal. Open the map menu, then touch the D's journal icon to view the journal's contents. The journal's contents. According to Ringabel, its pages hold the future. Perhaps you'll find some hints to your adventure. Other pages hold notes Ringabel himself made along his journey. So yes, the journal contents will change over the course of the journey. So, yeah. A man of mysteries. Tiz, might I have a word? Sure, what's on your mind? That Ringabel fellow. I'm just not... Are we truly certain? True, he doesn't seem like the most dependable guy. Nice enough, though. That isn't my point. He knew our names, Tiz, before we'd ever spoken. Right, he said they were in that book of his or some such. Our names alone is troubling enough. But he knew I was the Vestal as well. What? Now that you mention it, he knew we were out to seal the chasm, too. I'd noticed him mumbling strange things in the streets ever since I arrived. Not so strange as to give my lady offense, I hope? Eep. Mr. Ringabel. Please, no need for formality. Would you tell us how you knew Agnes was the Vestal of Wind? Oh, that. All written in this journal, my good man. Simple as that. And would you mind if I had a look at this journal? By all means. Turn it over and shake it if you like. See what falls out. And what is your tie to the girl traveling with that pyromancer? I'm to save her, apparently. Don't ask me how or why. I just know. Favor? You realize our errand at the Centro Ruins is to put an end to the Firestarter's threat, yes? Quite, and I understand the girl may have something to say about it. In any case, I'm confident I won't be a burden. And I certainly have no intent of stopping you, if that's a concern. Why don't you hold on to the journal for now? Investigate it to your satisfaction. And once satisfied, I hope you'll choose to place your trust in me. Well, I suppose we'll see. Hello, Comfy Shiro. Don't see streams of the first game too often. I know why. This is not my first playthrough. I know perfectly well why. But hello. Welcome to the stream. And, well, it's time to read the enigmatic writings. Note that these are all dated. That's how it comes up. I'm going to go ahead and swap screens so you can see what I'm reading. Because, like I said, the writings are critical to the plot, but there's a lot of them. See, it says page 1 out of 128. The steel airlock. You've been replaying it recently? I have put off replaying it mostly because of how long it is. Alright. 9/20. The steel airlock creaked shut behind me. Footsteps investigating the noise drew close for a moment, but soon faded. I lowered myself into bed with a sigh. My right hand unconsciously drifted to the back of my head. There, beneath my pillow, it fell upon a picture frame. Within it, a disheveled room full of scrap iron, oil stains, and a single beautiful flower. Idia. My beloved Idia, I pine for the chance to see a smile unfurl across your face set in equal parts courageous fire and innocence. I long to hear your voice, sweet like a spring breeze. Let it speak my name, and I shall die a happy man. I could hear the nervous shuffling outside my door of someone afraid to disturb me. Not afraid enough, it seems. I returned the photo to its hiding place and answered without bothering to conceal my irritation. I'm awake. I'm awake. What is it? I skimmed the manual I'd been given, then tossed it on the bed. I returned to Idia's smile, perfectly preserved within the picture frame. The Escalot. My lips formed the word time and again as I watched the new ship in tow from my cabin porthole. +26. I hurried for the capital as the sun dipped below the Norinde Plateau. My steps are unnervingly light without my armor, and these clothes hang oddly on me. Most of all, I feel naked without a weapon. I was greeted at the city's edge by the sound of a whistle marking the arrival of a merchant ship. Between the merchants and wholesalers, the dock workers unloading crates, the tired crewmen, and the eager children excited by the exotic wares, the port was buzzing with people. As I pushed my way upstream through the crowd and along the avenue toward the palace, I spotted a splendid building, its roof a rich navy. This must be the inn the old fisherman described. Inside, I found a man with a gentle mien. I don't actually know that word. Sitting behind a well-polished counter. I asked after any vacancies, but he replied with a chagrined, "Sorry, we're all full up tonight." It feels quiet for a full inn, but I don't suppose I can blame him. A walk-in customer at this hour? Clearly not a local, no one to vouch for me. Any respectable innkeep would offer the some version of the same excuse. When I inquired after a place to eat, he said down by the port there should be a cheap pub catering to sailors that's open until morning. Lovely. Back down I go. At the hill's bottom, I ate my fill at a food cart aimed at drunken sailors. Now it's back up to the inn. I refused to spend the night, kept awake by carousing seamen. I let myself into the empty house next door to the inn. I'll just have to sleep lightly. 9/27. No. It's September 27th. I was awakened by the sound of sword practice, shouts of exertion, and the pleasant smell of toast. One of the king's guards, perhaps. Looks about my age and reasonably skilled. I lay in my makeshift bed, lazily counting his swings. Hurry up, Owen. You'll be late. Upon hearing the innkeep's words, the youth replied and made his way down from the misty hilltop and into the inn. The scent of breakfast coming from next door has me drooling. One bite of my rock-hard bread brought me back to reality. The bacon burnt coal black, and the murky, bitter coffee made me wish it hadn't. I suppose I can expect no more from a shabby stand in the port. After choking down my fill, I climbed the hill toward the palace. Supplied by a series of lush waterways, Caldisla was once a formidable city fortress. These days, its hooked Central Avenue is lined with a magic shop, general store, armory, and other businesses. A large gate stands as a vestige of that era, though it now serves mostly as a site for the town bulletin board. This year's boar hunt is set to begin once the final slot is filled, weapons provided by the hunting committee. Boar hunt? With the duchy attacking? Speechless. As I made way to leave, I felt someone grasp my shoulder. This fellow says he'll join the hunt. We ride today! I turned, shock and irritation laid bare, only to find Owen, the young man I had seen practicing in the fog that morning. My initial protests were drowned in a rising cheer, and as the smith handed me a broadsword and buckler, I dumbly accepted. Potions from the town chemist followed. Between their expectant smiles and Owen's grin, I found myself unable to say no. On the road, I was told a litany of facts I cared nothing about. Search for food to fatten up before hibernating apparently drives the giant boars to local farms, where they raid crops and injure workers. As a result, the city gathers volunteers each year to hunt them. As captain of the guard, I discover, responsibility for overseeing the hunt falls upon Owen. The armorer was slated to participate, but a leg injury has him on crutches. Owen says he was searching for a replacement when he found a promising candidate during his morning practice. Lucky him. We walked for a full, tiring day stalking our prey. First the trader gave out, then chatter dried up between two young castle guards. Sunset found us upriver from the city, at the entrance to the Norende Canyon. Just as we decided to make camp, a rustling came from the thickets behind us. The boar that leapt out was indeed a giant. A vicious, one-tusked monster that had survived the last year's hunt. In a flash it gored one of the guards, then the other, leaving only Owen, me, and the trader. Boar stamped the ground, preparing to charge the old man, now paralyzed with fear. I expect we'd all given up hope for the kindly old merchant when the beast suddenly changed course. With only seconds to react, Owen landed a mighty blow, felling the monster in a single strike. I set about treating the young guard's injuries. The trader, clearly still worked up, narrated Owen's victory to the two boys. With every reverent word, I felt as though I was being derided as useless. The others took to sleep, while I sat watch to keep the fire going. Owen rose and came to sit beside me. Thanks for before. I kept silent, but he pressed on. Picture of Owen carrying the boar. Nice. The boar only changed targets because you circled behind me and channeled your energy at it. Thanks to you, we're not carting home a corpse. He sat waiting, apparently bent on receiving a response. His grin is infectious. I took the surest course of action, I replied as I held aloft my broadsword. I had my doubts this blade was up to the task. The weapon's edge was chipped in places, its length bent. With a gentle shake, the pommel gave an unsettling rattle. Owen burst into laughter at the noise. Apparently my response passed muster. He continued, his grin never flagging. Starting tomorrow, you'll stay at my place. I'll give word to my father to open a room for you. I was dragged on this hunt, but if it earns me a real breakfast, it's a bargain I'd take gladly. September 28th. The innkeep's voice and the smell of coffee being laid on the table roused me from my thoughts. You're from Ancheim, eh? You'll be wanting extra sugar then. Politely declining, I took a sip. Quality beans, roasted to perfection, exquisite. After the hunt, we'd carried the wounded back to town. We tied the boar to a high tree branch. Owen said the townspeople would come for it later. After seeing to the boy's treatment, Owen invited me to his home, the inn. Savior was the title he used when introducing me to his father. I was mortified. I was on a journey of personal discovery, originally from Ancheim. They bought my arbitrary lies without hesitation. They welcomed me. That evening, we dined early and well. The boar had been carted back to town, and our share of the meat filled a table. Once Owen returned from the palace, we sat down to feast. The innkeep is a brilliant cook, and we ate, drank, and reveled into the night. Come by the palace tomorrow. I want you to meet the king. He repeated himself time and again, words slurred from the wine, despite my pretending to be asleep. It honestly would not be a stretch for me to say this is my favorite RPG ever. Probably one of my favorite 3DS games too. Players who've played this before know exactly why. Yeah, there's a reason why I was so excited when they announced Bravely Default 2. and also why I was very prompt in streaming that game. So that was ages ago that I streamed that. So that's on YouTube. But I only remember the plot. I don't actually remember the particulars of the game. October 3rd. I've been in Caldisla a week with no sign of the smoke signal. I join Owen in his training some mornings, walk the city streets, chat with the elderly, drink with the sailors at the docks, arm wrestle the drunks. Mostly, I just pass the time. Today was another peaceful afternoon, the same as any other. Owen was at the palace since morning. I was enjoying a cup of the innkeep's coffee. It happened in an instant. I felt as if someone was set to plunge a knife into my back. I turned and saw a window. Through it, the northern sky was on fire in a flash of pure white. Moments later, the inn shook. An earthquake? Shockwave? All of Caldisla trembled. The innkeep moaned about a set of heirloom teacups breaking. I had my doubts that teacups would be the worst of the damage. Outside, I spied some injured people, but the city and palace stood unharmed. Another flash lit the sky to the northwest. Close. The Norende Plateau, perhaps. October 4th. It wasn't until the following morning that Owen came home. By the time he finished muttering about his morning training, he was snoring. A knock at his door put an end to that brief rest that afternoon. The river's jammed with rubble. After receiving the scout's report, Owen wolfed down the late breakfast his father had readied, then turned to me. Sounds like I may need a hand later. I nodded, eyes fixed on the northwestern sky. The bridge across the Caldisla River has lain in ruins since the Duchy felled it. Now a flotilla of further rubble and countless corpses approach from upstream. Upstream means the Norende Canyon, and the village of Norende at its source. I suppose that's our epicenter. Owen and I split up and joined the others searching for victims. Owen's team searched the river's mouth, while I gathered men from town to search further upstream. I have a long sword at my side, a new one this time, in good condition. Seems the smithy's been busy. The armorer, the old trader, and the dockhand joined me on the shadowy path through the canyon. A few paces in, the armorer spotted something floating by. A young man, floating face up and snagged on the rocks. We ran to his side. He's breathing! The boy's alive! While the others rejoiced, I was more concerned with the ominous shadows surrounding us. Goblins? What are monsters doing here? There ought not be monsters so close to a human settlement, not in these numbers. The townspeople were clearly overwhelmed. No doubt this was their first such encounter. I hesitated, unsure for a moment, but no, I had to take action. When I give the signal, hoist this boy out and sprint for the canyon's mouth. Is that clear? A nod returned from each of them. Sudden movements would distract the creatures for a moment. I hoped that was all I'd need. Now, go! Thankfully, both merchants escaped, as well as the dockhand with the unconscious boy across his shoulders. Left alone, I faced a quickly closing circle of enemies. So be it, I thought. Come closer, then. A bit more. A deep growl emerged from my chest. Blackbane! When I emerged from the canyon on shaky legs, I was greeted by 3 anxious faces. It was this fellow that saved me, I said, holding aloft the badly worn longsword. A huge, proud grin threatened to split the armorer's cheeks. I hurried the boy back to town. I carried him to the inn. I need spirits and all the bandages you've got. Gramps, all the potions you've got, too. I laid him in a bed by the window, stripped him down, and had a look at his wounds. Thankfully, they were light, though he still showed no sign of stirring. Owen's group returned soon after, a few of his men wounded. They'd run into monsters as well. Leaving men to guard the gates, he made for the palace to report and formulate a plan. When he came by to deliver the medicine, the old trader remarked that the boy's clothing bore a Norende pattern. Has its faults, and I'm not gonna sit here and deny them, but I honestly did not mind everything else's bomb. The music, gameplay, job system, battle system, characters, story, all of it's top-notch. I feel similarly about Bravely Second and Bravely Default 2. Both have their flaws, but everything else about them far outshine them. I love all of the stuff you listed. I think this game could stand to be a little shorter. But otherwise, I think that this entire game is pretty great. Alright, this is a lot of reading. I've decided instead of reading through the whole thing, we're just going to read up until where we currently are in the story. And we'll do that every time I start up the game. How about that? October 7th. 3 days, the boy has stayed at the inn and still no sign of waking. The innkeep says he's run a fever the entire time. This afternoon is a warm one, and I'm watching the innkeep nod off at the counter. The aftershocks have stopped, and peace is slowly returning to the city, but a shadow lingers over the earth, the sky, and the townspeople's hearts. Glancing through the window, I saw people motioning toward the port. Another merchant ship, I thought, but no. Their shouts were anxious, not excited. I stepped outside. Following the gaze of the others in the street, I saw a merchant vessel drifting into port. Something was wrong. The ship was listing hard, its aft mast broken. I sprinted down the hill. As I ran, I noticed a dark, heavy color spreading through the water from the mouth of the bay inward. I caught snippets as I passed. The sea's begun to rot. Ships can't leave the bay. No fish in the last few days. Few days? And the change began when the quake hit. The ship listed further rescue boats surrounding it. Most of the cargo had already been cast overboard. When the boats reached the pier, a parade of passengers and crew emerged, each looking more exhausted than the next. By some miracle, there were no lives lost, though most of the freight followed the ship to the bottom of the bay. The merchants mourned their lost profits and the crew their vessel. The seamen had lost their sea, the passengers were now stranded. Despair ran rampant, except for one young girl. She was full of questions, about the quake 4 days prior, about the flash that lit the sky, about Narende. Do you know someone in the village? Family, perhaps? Her jaw set at my query. Was it anger? Fear? She wordlessly shook her head from side to side. No? I just figured, hearing you ask about the quake so soon after weathering the sea. Thought maybe you were a friend of that boy's. Boy? What boy? Came her reply. Suspicion played on her face. But as the next boat reached the pier, we were shooed out of the harbor. Another visitor from Ancheim, eh? You must be tired. Why don't you stay with us till you're settled? I recall a different sort of greeting. I cast a sour smile his way, and he responded with a grin. We've a sick one in the back. I hope you won't mind. The girl replied with a nod. Her name, I learned, was Agnes. She seemed guarded about her past. Not that I can talk. Conversation continues to be awkward. She shows interest in what was happening in this country when the quake hit. For my part, I ask her about the sea. Her ship had left before the earthquake struck. She says about halfway between Ancheim and Caudisla, the pace began to slow. The seawater clouded, and dead fish began to float to the surface. First small ones, then larger. As they neared the port, the wind died. It was pure luck the ship drifted in before going calm. Other vessels they'd passed in the bay, she reported, were less fortunate. She listened as I recounted what happened in the canyon, the color draining from her face. I told her the village was likely at the quake's epicenter, and that monsters had flooded the area in its wake. We talked late into the night. That's Owen, Agnes, and Tiz. October 25th. An urgent wire from Caudisla came during the night. Sky Knights routed. The vessel and crew commandeered the SK ship, with Edia in tow. Alright, that's up to the current amount. Mostly padding, for reasons we all know, even though, again, I personally didn't mind. Dragon Quest XI was a massive game even for the genre of all of its unique content. Yes, that's true. Okay, so after October 25th, we've actually hit the current point in time. So we're gonna just go back and we're going to read all the other things! We have notes on people. Ring a bell. Though my memory is gone, the name seems engraved upon my mind somehow. A tattered journal is my sole remaining possession. Who am I? A man of unknown age, currently experiencing amnesia. Clearly a man of high morals. Taciturn and reflective, I believe I am a gentleman well liked by all. Likes spicy things and juicy things, dislikes sweet things. Who am I? I've been asking around town the past few days, but I am met by blank stares or laughter. Women simply turn tail with furrowed brow. Why am I here? At night I visit this cottage. I feel a sense of nostalgia here. I wonder about that gaunt man, and the girl glaring at him with daggers in her eyes. Agnes is the wind vestal. I never heard that from anyone. I seem to have known it for a long time. I've seen her around town in the company of Tiz the past few days. According to this journal, they are about to set off on an epic journey to close the Great Chasm. Once they reach the Black Mage's Keep, they are sure to run into that girl. I must see her. Locations! There is so much in here. Caldus region. Continent of Caldus and its surrounding waters are on the northern edge of the Sea of Corsairs in Luxemdark's northern hemisphere. Continent of Caldus, surrounded by the North Caldus Sea, Etersen Sea, and the Sea of Corsairs, this small continent is almost completely covered in a mountainous region known as the Narende Heights, but on the east coast there is a narrow flatland area with a thriving city. What is the... Oh, you have to touch and move it. Blessed with a mild climate and warm ocean currents, this land has 4 beautiful seasons and bountiful fishing and forestry. Terms. Crystals. Entry 1. These huge crystals have been venerated by humankind since ancient times. They are worshipped as sacred entities that bring peace and blessings to Luxemdark. There are 4 crystals in all, fire, water, wind, and earth, each of which continues to grow through the accumulation of energy bestowed by the Vestal's prayers. For each of the natural forces they represent, they bring about balance and vitality, and enable all life on Luxemdark to live in peace. The moment the Great Chasm appeared in the Narende region of Caldisla, the wind crystal was shrouded in darkness and the wind ceased to blow. The other crystals also lost their power, causing the seas to turn putrid, volcanoes to erupt with unrelenting fury, and the earth to quake and shake and change its very shape. Encyclopedia! There are so many entries! Potion. A potion made by decocting several medicinal herbs that grow in the wild and then dissolving the resulting mixture in cure water. This easy-to-make potion is a staple remedy found in many homes. Restores 150 HP to the drinker. Bestiary! Goblin. These denizens of the mountains and forests pose little threat alone, but spell trouble in groups. Their charge attacks can be somewhat hard to deal with. Combat bonuses! 1 turn victor. Defeat all enemies on the first turn. Bonus, earn a little more experience. Now we have help pages! Yay! Jobs and abilities. The adventure begins. To surmount the obstacles ahead, you'll need a well-honed party. The key to that growth lies in jobs and abilities. Jobs. Everyone begins as a freelancer, but as the story unfolds, you'll acquire powerful new jobs. Practice them through combat, and your job level will rise. Jobs and abilities. Each job has its own set of special abilities. You'll learn a new one with every job level you gain. Job descriptions. Freelancer, a jack of all trades, learns useful adventuring abilities, and can use all equipment fairly well. Specialty late bloomer, job command miscellany. And there's all our stats for it. When I have 400 pig, I'm going to head back and grab the other 2 scrolls. Grab a link. Abalinks. Abalink lets you use abilities that your friends have learned. Have a friend who's further along, borrow one of their powerful abilities or coordinate with them and train different jobs. Setting an Abalink. Select Abalink from the Tactics menu, then pick a friend from the list. You can only link one character per friend, so try to make at least 4 friends you can rely on. Ruins of Centro Keep.
Do you mean to put the city to flames again, Black Mage? I'll say it now. Your methods are wrong.
Wrong? Wrong? I don't recall asking your opinion on the matter. First Holly, and now Yo. Why are women also condescending? Shut up and take orders! Just because your father's Grand Marshal doesn't give you license for insubordination!
I've seen more than enough to know this much. You are undeserving of my trust and my loyalty. If you insist on pursuing this coward's agenda, I swear upon my name that I will stop you.
Her voice. I heard her voice. So this is what an angel sounds like.
Your ears must be better than mine.
Here is our secret passage. We got iron knuckles. Alright. Let's do it.
What? You! The Vestal and her little friends. How are you here? Is no one under me competent? Oh, fine. My fire will make ash of a lot of you.
What? Ominous, our orders are to take the Vestal alive. Besides, if you loosed your spells in here, you'd...
I'll show you. I'll show you all. Fire! 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 No!
Nice. I don't
Attacking his own people.
I don't care how big the room is. I said I cast Fireball.
Madness! This sort of indiscriminate slaughter cannot be allowed! Black Mage, Ominous Crow! I'm at my patience end! This absolutely does it! You've sent me into a full rage!
What? You're turning traitor? You'll make your father a laughingstock!
This has nothing to do with him. All that I hold true denies everything that you are. You there. You'll be helping me.
Us? But we...
Would be delighted to assist you, milady. I'll see you victorious, or my name isn't Ring-a-bell.
It isn't ring a bell, but okay.
Maybe not my real name, but certainly my... Anyway, what's in a name, really? Don't you agree, Idea?
What? How did you... Enough. Conversation can wait.
Ah, enough! No more! I'll not be made a fool any longer! I'll see you all charred black! I swear it!
Here we go. I love this music. Okay. This is not a common fight, so we're going to start off with, we're gonna just examine him. Ow! 1800 HP. Weak to nothing. Family human. And that's it. she has a pretty high attack weapon. Ow. Can't tap on that? Whatever. We'll just do a round of cure just in case. You have the Mage Master. Just attack. Come on, hit. There we go. Nice, your critical still did 1. Ow. $498. I can do that much in this turn. Goodbye. Anya's gained a level. Ring a Bell gained a level. Anya's gained a job level. I got magic defense 10% up support ability. Ring a Bell gained job level. Retreat. And we got an ether. Black Mage Asterisk. Black Mage uses attack magic to assault groups of foes. Skilled at Black Magic, favors rods, specialty Black Resonance, job command Black Magic. There's its stats.
I've done it now. Treason is one of those tricky things to forgive. Still, I've no regrets. My conscience spoke and I followed it. Into the life of a deserter, it seems. I trust there's room in your little band for one more?
Indeed. It was sorely incomplete without you.
Unacceptable! What bond of trust can exist between a Sky Knight of the Duchy and a Vestal? So this is the Vestal of Wind. A black-hearted witch, as the tales I was raised on go. But of late, it seems things are rarely cut quite so cleanly. Behaving as the Sky Knights did makes a person wicked. That lot is black as they come. And what other lies have I been told then? The only thing for it is to see for myself. What is black? And what is white? Your actions will tell me the color of your heart, Vestal.
Hold it.
And I plan to watch up close. So I suggest you get used to me.
I didn't realize that they were literally quoting this game when they wrote the Red Mage's text in Bravely Default 2. Interesting.
That was... rational?
I'm always rational. That scum crow just had me seeing red before.
Ah, the type whose claws come out when she gets hot-headed. I'll jot down a note not to anger you.
What do you make of them, Tiz? Can these two be trusted?
They don't seem like bad people to me.
Yes, but how a thing seems and how a thing truly is often differs.
Hold a moment, Agnes. My journal offers a curious quote. The Vestal and crew commandeered the SK ship, with Edea in tow.
And what are we to make of that?
That we're about to steal ourselves an airship. One assumes.
Just what is that book of yours? Up there, isn't that... Huh. Speak of the flying devils.
Will they turn their cannons on us?
Not by that course. They make south. The city? They can't mean to start that up again!
Let's hurry!
Edea joined the party! Block of titles. So, how should I address everyone from here on? Going by the look of it, I'm the youngest one here. Is it best if I stuck to sir and ma'am? Please, just his. And Agnes for me, if you please. Really? Even though you're a Vestal? Shouldn't it be Lady Agnes or something? I would really rather you didn't. Besides, it's best we didn't go around shouting Vestal too loudly. Ooh, right. Almost forgot she's a wanted woman. In that case, just Agnes is probably smartest. Thank you. Yes, that's certainly wise, especially considering the volume of our Edea's voice. What's wrong with my voice? You said her voice was gentle as a spring breeze before, ring a bell. Yes, well, spring has a way of giving over to summer. And breezes build. Close, it's more of a don't think I'll finish that thought. Oh! No, I think I'd like to hear this. Speak up, Ring-a-Bell. I've remembered an errand. A very pressing, very distant errand. Hey! You get back here this instant! Haha, she sure got on familiar terms with Ring-a-Bell pretty quick. Narende's new beginning. The Narende rebuilding effort is finally getting started. No, nothing is going to get done overnight. But we're taking that first step. I feel like the future finally looks bright. Still, building a whole village from scratch is a huge undertaking. Taking a first step on a long, hard road, 'tis. He's right. There's no denying it will be tough. What's more, there's no guarantee that success awaits you beyond all that hardship. It could be an uphill struggle that doesn't get you anywhere. Come on, don't talk like that. I've already got no confidence as it is. All I have is faith, I guess? Or the sense that I've got to do this. It has to be me. That is all you need, Tiz. Your quest to see Narende rise again is no different than our journey to be rid of the chasm. No assurance of success, maybe walking a thorny path to no avail. But we must press onward just the same. We must believe in our actions. Right.
Oh, why is this happening?
You'll give us the Vestal of Wind. Or, if you prefer, I can come down and pluck her from the last building I leave standing. The choice is yours, entirely.
You've a choice yourself. Leave now, or face me.
Yes.
Owen, Captain of the Caudislan Royal Guard.
Knight Argent Heinkel, Knights Captain of the Eternian Sky. The stories paint you Caldisla's greatest hero. I hope you will not disappoint me.
The entire Royal Guard wiped out?
By the Sky Knight's captain alone. He's too strong. Not human.
Hey, hold on, man. Please.
He speaks of Knight Argent Heinkel. I can't imagine the captain's come here himself, though.
Tiz.
Owen!
I'm unmanned. Pathetic.
Someone help!
Don't bother. Leave me. The king, they took his majesty. That man, Heinkel. My sword didn't so much as scratch him. Tiz, I ask this knowing it's an unreasonable demand. Please, help my king. Save this place. You're the only one I can...
I'll bring the king back. I swear it. Be at peace, Owen.
Thank you. Thank you.
Idia's misunderstanding. Owen. Can't believe this! How could Heinkel be so cruel? What do we say to the innkeep? What can we say? Owen saved you after Narende fell. Took you in. And since then, his father has shown you and me both a great deal of kindness. I'm no different. Owen trusted me despite my circumstances. Let me get by. And for what to tell his father, hard. He deserves to know his son died nobly, fighting bravely. I know that. I know. But what small comfort? Small comfort? I think... Idia, try to understand. Tiz and Ringabel are only thinking of the innkeep's failings. That's exactly what I'm doing! Is it not a comfort to know his son fell defending his king? Enough. Just forget it. I'll talk to him. Let's get moving.
My son. He died for his king, though, huh? A brave warrior's death, I'm sure he had no regrets. I thank you for being with him at the end. Now, pray, rest up. Consider this your home. I'll be outside a moment.
These people are innocent bystanders. Involving them like this is despicable. Come, let's march on the Lontano Villa this instant. I'll lead the way. Why the silence? Surely you can't just sit by and let Heinkel's crimes stand?
Heinkel's crimes are the Duchy's crimes. You are a part of those same Eternian forces. We cannot trust you.
What? I'm not! What must I do to prove myself to you?
You cannot. In my heart of hearts, you frighten me. The same as Crow, or Heinkel, or the others. I am sorry. But I make for the villa with Tiz alone.
Murgurgur. Oh, the stubborn... Oh, you crystal-headed girl!
Leaving so soon? If you're off to Stargaze, I'd be honored to join.
Out of my way! Oh, that stubborn, contrary, crystal-headed girl! Why must she refuse to understand? Murgurgur. Oh, I'm sorry.
Hello, child. Will you listen to an old man talk a while?
What? Oh, yes, of course.
You'd be hard-pressed to find a frailer child than Owen. The boy was sickly all his youth. But he loved this land more than anyone. He wanted more than anything to defend it. So he trained and trained. Even after he joined the Royal Guard, even after winning half the honors the king can bestow, he trained. And everyone knew it. In a few years, his efforts had made him captain. The boy was something else. My pride and joy. But I'd rather he lived. What sort of child dies before his parents? It's a crime, don't you think?
It's terrible, sir.
If the boy had stayed home, taken over the inn, he'd still be...
What other lies have I been told? The only thing for it...
A question, Agnes. Why can you not trust at least... me? The suspicions of a beautiful lady are dire poison to a gentleman such as myself.
Our paths part with Adia's here. What reason have you to come with us?
Will the two of you be enough to storm the enemy's hold, though? This knight is supposed to be terribly strong.
Still, we've no choice. Let's go, Agnes.
We're all ready to go? Excellent.
I had thought I spoke it clear before. This is farewell.
Yes, it was all very well put, but I'm coming along anyway. I'll get no sleep till I've seen these scoundrels squished. What's more, the Lontano Villa is heavily fortified. A field mouse couldn't slip inside, let alone you two. Go with me, however, and you'll have VIP access. Use me. I welcome it. So please. I'm all for it. The more allies, the better, I say.
Well, I do not. Even before the matter of trust, I cannot involve anyone more. The fault for all of this is mine and no one else's.
You've no cause for worry, Agnes. I guarantee it. You, Tiz, and Idea will travel long and far together. It's all written in the book. Its pages are prophecy, infallible, and true.
And what of you?
Me? An apt question. It seems I did not merit mention. A grave oversight, I'm sure. Or am I to miss out on the adventure? A crueler fate than I could bear.
What? You're so odd, Ring-a-Bell.
I'm in favor of taking them with us too. I think they'll be a help to you, Agnes.
As long as you're certain.
Done. Excellent. Let's be off.
The party regrouped. Merende's draw. Progress on the village seems to be coming along nicely. Yes, not too bad, I suppose. I trust you have a draw planned out to bring in the crowds, Tiz? A draw? Sure, an attraction, a selling point. You need people to come here, right? Well, think of that the other way around. Merende needs to be a place people want to go. Ah, good point. Draw. Someplace lots of people will want to go. Oh, what about a special move shop? That sounds exciting, right? Anybody? But is there really much consumer demand for special moves? Well, sure. They're fun, flashy, and fun? I bet warriors the world over would flock there to shop. Enough to fill a village? You think this shop would have broad enough appeal? Sure? Maybe? I mean, special attacks! You have to meet special conditions before using them. And they're extra powerful! You make a strong case. Perhaps I'll plan to take my next date to this shop of yours. Date? What kind of brawler is he planning to go out with? Special moves! Store up power over time, then release it in a single crushing blow capable of devastating even the toughest foes. How to use special moves. The conditions are different for each weapon type. Sword, use Brave 10 times, Dagger, use Items 10 times, and so on. Just remember, changing weapon types will reset the count. Special move stat bonuses. When you use a special move, the music changes. That's your cue. As long as it plays, it's 90 seconds long. The party stats are boosted. Make it count! Special move combos. Chain together special moves before the music ends, and all of their bonuses remain in effect for its duration. Stack them up, and don't forget about friend summons too. Music is 90 seconds long, and it's different for each character. Okay, let's try using a special move. Hack and Slash. Attack 1, physical defense down. All allies hit count up. Got you! Notice the music is still playing after the special move ended. Your allies' abilities are boosted until the music stops. Special move menu. You can customize a special move's name, dialogue, and effect within the special menu. Craft your own killer move, then show it off via the summon friend. Acquiring new moves and parts. As Narende is rebuilt, you'll be able to acquire new special moves and parts. How do you rebuild? Just hit right on the plus control pad or touch the icon at the left of the bottom screen to open the map menu, then pick the fourth icon from the top. Father's Care. Looks as if the innkeep gave you something, Idia. Mind if I ask what? Oh, yes. I'm not sure. I'll open it now. Ooh, he packed us lunch! The basket's near bursting. It looks amazing, and he made enough for all of us. Looks like Emperor Trout sandwiches. Abdisla's finest. What a treat! He made one special for you, Agnes. For the young lady who doesn't eat meat, it says. grilled leaf buds and spring mushrooms, and apricot jelly for dessert. What did you get? What did you get, Idia? Looks like I got what you did, plus the same dessert as Agnes, and a letter. Yeah. Have a look. Your words were a great comfort, my dear. Best of luck in battle, and best of health. Alright, let's eat, then it's off to save the king. Right!
That takes care of the hold gates. Now we've a clear path to the villa. Let me make this very clear, though. If you've any thoughts of storming the place head-on, be rid of them now. I'll say I've taken you prisoner. That will buy us entry. Once we're inside, the battle's all but won. I even know where the king is likely held. Complaints?
No. I thank you for your assistance. I have my doubts, but I see no alternative.
Once we find the king, we'll hop aboard their ship and escape by air. How very dramatic.
But you're a traitor. Idia, you said you'd get us VIP access, but are you really sure? Isn't there a chance they'll know you've defected? I don't think there's any worry of that yet. If word had reached them, the road to the villa would have been swarming with guards. That's how Heinkel operates. Thorough and merciless. I see. So what if after we reach the villa then? Any bright ideas? If the man running the palace is as careful as she says, we can't expect to... I may not look it, but I'm actually a fairly respected figure. I can talk our way past a couple of rank-and-file sentries, no problem. A respected figure, eh? I smell a story here. Care to elaborate? Yes, well, you know, I just have, a way about me, I suppose. In that you're a terror when you're mad, or that you rush in blind, or that you ignore authority. Excuse me? Isn't that a little harsh, ring a bell? And all of the above. Lontano Villa.
Lady Idia, where have you been? We've lost contact with Master Crow. Wait, that woman! The Vestal of Wind!
Yes, and my prisoner besides. Now, if you'll open the gate, I'll bring her to the captain.
But what of Crow?
I'm afraid he fell before the wicked Vestal's cruel magic. But it was his sacrifice that allowed for her capture.
I see. Well, I am glad Milady is safe. I should expect no less from the Grand Marshal's daughter. I'll have the gate open straight away. Just a moment.
No. No need to glare.
The black mage and the white mage. A hard discovery. Agnes? Look, I didn't... Try to understand, Agnes. Idia didn't mean anything by it. She had to say that. Right, exactly. It was just a ploy to get us inside, and it worked, didn't it? But still, I didn't have to be so... sorry. No, it's not that. I am not upset with you, Idia. But the way they felt about the Vestal, about the Orthodoxy, frightens me. You spoke in horrific terms, and they accepted it without question. Which means that was in line with their expectations of the Vestal. Just what has happened in the Duchy to cause this hatred? Eternia was once the seat of the Crystalist Orthodoxy. Can people's hearts really change so dramatically? Still, I'm sorry. I didn't have to say as much as I did. You've said enough, and I thank you for it. Do not feel bad, please. Alright, time we all focused on the task at hand. Right.
There, see? Inside without a hitch, thanks to my brilliant plan.
We need to find the king.
Hey! It's the traitor! Grab her!
News travels fast.
Apparently.
Some brilliant plan. What do we do now?
We beat them down.
We don't have info on the Sky Pikemen. But the others are weak to electricity, so we're going to go with that assumption. I still want to get that, you don't have it, never mind. Ow! Beat to lightning, that's what I thought. Got a remedy, anyway.
Whew. Seems we weathered the immediate storm. I'm afraid our little ruse is over, though.
Yes, well... at least we're inside. Right?
Yes, right in the middle of the enemy stronghold. We've nowhere to run.
You can't think this was my intention! I swear by my honor, this is no trap! That's the very sort of craven act I can't abide!
Let's go.
Right!
Tis? Come to save us the trouble of finding you, Vestal? How very courteous. And just what are you doing here, Adia?
I'll go along with the Sky Knight's methods no longer.
You've no say in the matter. Defying orders is treason, girl!
Enough! You have us! Let the king go!
First, the Vestal comes to me. Alone.
You mustn't! I'll not keep my head at the cost of an innocent girl's.
You'll not keep your head at all if you keep running your mouth. Are you so eager to join the captain of your guard?
Heinkel, you were among the highest regarded warriors in the duchy. A paragon of chivalry. And the Sky Knights beneath you? I grew up on the tales of their brave and righteous deeds. But what I saw was a band of craven thugs. You defile the title of knight!
Green fool. All hands! Seize these four! Kill the men if you must!
Yeah, they're all weak to lightning. Ow. Ow. I didn't realize that was going to be a separate battle. If I did, it would have been over much faster.
Such valor! You're quite the little heroes! And here I so hope to resolve this peacefully, and let the good king go.
Idia's ire. You guess where he's headed, Idia? The villa rooftop, to the airship berth. Wasn't this villa a retreat for the Kevlislan royal family? Why would they have a berth? I agree, it seems incongruous. I use berth loosely. They've driven an airship anchor into the building's roof. Not much for finesse, are they? We can discuss it later. Now hurry, he'll get away! Don't confuse haste for speed. We need to be smart. Right, I know, but I just can't forgive what Heinkel's done. He's a knight who has ground chivalry into the dirt! As I recall, knights are called to serve as the sword and shield of the weak. Not to threaten the public or burn down homes or abduct royalty. I am in agreement with you, Idia. This man is no knight. Perhaps our views are more similar than I had dared believe. For now, let us hurry. On, yes. To the roof, then.
Heinkel! This is your answer? And still you'd call yourself a knight? As daughter to a true knight, I know their pride is staked upon fair and honorable combat. Release your hostage! Then stand and face us! No more running, coward!
Ha! You invoke your father after betraying him?
He's headed for the airship!
That makes no sense. Why should he flee? His aim is the Vestal, not the king.
He's baiting us?
Still, we have to give chase! We'll lose him and the ship! Well, I'm game to brave a trap.
I'm following you.
Onion, let's go!
Right.
Ah, good. You came. You're a bold lot, if not a smart one. This ship is a prison you entered willingly. Nowhere to run now, save down. Quickly. Really, I must thank you for taking the bait so eagerly. It's earned you a lavish cruise through the clouds, Vestal. And for your friends, a career as ballast.
You're a prisoner here, same as us! No more tricks, Heinkel!
A knight without chivalry is a common bully. I'll see you stripped of that title here and now.
You wouldn't test your elders, girl. I thought to bring you home in chains. But no. All but the Vestal will end here as dew upon my blade. You'll die with the rest, traitor!
Here we go. Let's first get rid of those Sky Archers. $2,400 HP, weak to lightning, and human. Ow. 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 Quit it. You do 1 damage? Ugh. Guess who's gonna be helping with the healing duty? Oh, special is set up? Alright, that's nice. Ether. What you? Only Anya's has her special set up right now. Either on yourself. Ow. 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 He's over halfway down. Ow. Ow! Ow! Ow. Ow. Yeah, he's low enough. Special Rejuvenation. Heal all. Healing up for all allies. Yeah, you're not doing any damage. I really shouldn't have bothered. Oh, hey, I didn't even bother with the special. Awesome. Agnes gained a level. And Ringabel gained a level. And Adia gained a level. Fizz gained a job level. Inner Alchemy. Agnes gained a job level. White Magic level 2. Ringabel gained a job level. Divining Rod support ability. And we got Gauntlets. And we got the Knight Asterisk. Knight, a well-rounded warrior with excellent offense and defense. High physical defense, favors swords, shields, and armor. Specialty is Protect Ally, and job command is Chivalry. There's the stats.
What's happening? The airship! We're losing altitude! Idia, hurry! Take the wheel! Me? I can't drive this thing!
What? You're a Sky Knight, aren't you?
Only Heinkel and the other officers knew how to pilot the ship.
Idia, might I ask you something? What is the name of this vessel?
What? Who cares about that? And how are you so calm?
The Echelon, galleon-class airship. Am I correct?
Yes, but how? Is that in your book too?
Indeed it is. Let me have a go at steering.
But you have no memory. When would you have...
Ah, so this goes here. That gets turned like so, then we just...
Wait, is he... We're steadying out!
Of course we are. I'm a crack pilot, apparently. Now find something to hold on to!
There we are.
The kingdom of Kaldisla owes you all a vast debt. I thank you from my heart of hearts. You, more than anyone, 'tis. A nightmare was visited upon you and your home, and still you rose up to defend ours. I'm certain your feats have earned Owen a peaceful rest. If you are willing, I would gladly see you take up his sword. Will you continue to keep this land safe, son?
You honor me, Your Highness, but I cannot accept. I've promised on Yes that I'll join her on her journey.
Kaldisla shall be poorer for losing you. Know that you will ever have a home here. The Eternian airship is yours to use as you will. Take it with my blessing. There's not a man in the kingdom able to pilot it anyway.
Yep.
I leave the matter of that horrible chasm to you. I have faith you'll see it unmade. May the crystals keep you in your journey.
I cannot thank you enough, Tiz, for all you have done. Thank you.
Seems I've found a reason to come along. Now, my ladies, all you need do is simply speak the word, and I shall whisk you off to the very ends of existence.
And you're really sure that wasn't just a fluke before?
Rest assured, my dear, I never fail to properly escort a lady.
Agnes, will you tell us why they were chasing you?
The Sky Knights are a branch of the Eternian forces. The Duchy of Eternia has put forth an agenda of anti-crystalism.
Anti-crystalism?
A new way of thinking, based upon the idea of a society no longer dependent upon the crystals. It brands the crystal orthodoxy as a heretic faith, and the Vestals its minions. It was the philosophy I was raised upon. When the chasm appeared, every one of the Eternian forces was given the order to capture the Vestals. They said the Vestals and the crystals they tend were the sinkhole's cause.
That's not possible! Agnes has been fighting this whole time to fix what happened to Narende.
I know. I'm sorry.
You've nothing to apologize for.
All of this paints the Duchy in a suspicious light, don't you think? Perhaps they know more of the chasm's true cause than they let on.
I cannot imagine we've seen the last of them. If any of you wish to go, do it now. I'll not blame you.
I'm staying with you. I just told the king as much.
I'm in as well. I need to see for myself whether my people are right or wrong.
And playing escort is my job. I'll not cede it to anyone.
If none of you will listen to reason... This is so exciting, Agnes! You're finally headed back to the Wind Crystal side! Yes, to Ancheim, the land of sand and time, and to the Temple of Wind.
Ancheim, the land of sand and time? What's it like there?
Like an oasis in a vast desert beyond the sea. We make southeast of here.
The Escalot! By sea or air. Press the A button to switch between sailing and flying. That said, you probably want to steer clear of the oceans in their rotted state. Embarking and disembarking. When sailing, a port or sandy shore is needed to dock. It's inconvenient, but that's life, I'm afraid. About Ancheim. So, Agnes, refresh my memory. Amnesia joke, by the way. Which way to Ancheim? Yes, it's southeast? So will this course serve, or... southeast, please? My dear, I'm afraid I have no recollection to go by. I need reliable directions, or... What should I do? The innkeep said southeast and nothing more. Haha, I think I see what happened. Ring a bell, she means it's southeast of Caldisla, specifically. Aye aye. Oh, Agnes. Just what sort of place is... oh, Agnes. Just what sort of place is Ancheim? It's covered in a vast desert, and hot, as though it were always midsummer. Wow, that sounds like the complete opposite of where I was born. Huh, I guess there's all sorts of places out there. This your first time leaving Caldisla then, Tiz? It is. What about you, Idia? Me? I was a former Sky Knight. I've flown all over the world. Where have you seen? Oh, lots of places. Eternia, Caldisla... Aw, you're barely any better than me. The world is vast, my friends. There are countries of perpetual summer, others of winter. Verdant lands rich in water, entire kingdoms built on volcanoes, nations hidden in forests. That sounds amazing. Or so I imagine. I have no memory, remember? What? You're just guessing? Haha, the world is vast. Keep it that vague and you're sure to be right. What's funny is he's actually accurate in everything he said. Ancheim's gourmand. Is anyone else hungry? Agnes, what sort of food is Ancheim known for? Oh, I'm afraid I rarely left the temple. I couldn't say. And when I passed through on my way to Caldisla, it was as a fugitive. Well, just tell us about what you have eaten, then. I seem to recall a great deal of Ancheim's cuisine being spicy. One bite and I felt as though I were spewing flames. I broke into a full-body sweat. That sounds pretty intense. Leave it to a desert people to develop a taste for searing heat. I'm sure their women are no less fiery and... Oh, what about sweets? Any cakes and things? Ah, I'd nearly forgotten. I had the most curious delicacy in a port on the inner sea. Yes, yes? It was ice cream. That stretched. Huh? Stretchy ice cream? That sounds weird. Can't wait. Get ready, weird stretchy ice cream. It is coming for you. Full speed ahead. Haha. Temperament. Fiery in temperament. That's what he meant to say, fiery in temperament. It's funny. So yeah, you can literally go anywhere, but there's a problem with literally going anywhere. Namely in that you can't actually land anywhere. There's nowhere to land except over in Ancheim. Or back in Caldisla if you so choose to go there. And they did mean it when they said the inner sea. Only the outer sea is actually rotten. You can go anywhere you like on the inner sea. But again, there's only one place to go. Hello, I'm Dragon Rider Luke. I'm a Christian streamer, and I'm always up for a friendly chat about my faith. I also think that it's important that people read or hear the Word of God frequently, so the next 5 minutes or so will be a chapter from the Bible. If it feels like I'm skipping around, that's because you're not watching my videos in stream order. Revelation 15. I saw in heaven another great and marvelous sign, 7 angels with the 7 last plagues, last because with them God's wrath is completed. And I saw what looked like a sea of glass glowing with fire, and, standing beside the sea, those who had been victorious over the beast and its image, and over the number of its name. They held harps given them by God, and sang the song of God's servant Moses and of the Lamb. Great and marvelous are your deeds, Lord God Almighty. Just and true are your ways, King of the nations. Who will not fear you, Lord, and bring glory to your name? For you alone are holy. All nations will come and worship before you, for your righteous acts have been revealed. After this I looked, and I saw in heaven the temple, that is, the tabernacle of the covenant law. And it was opened. Out of the temple came the 7 angels with the 7 plagues. They were dressed in clean, shining linen, and wore golden sashes around their chests. Then one of the 4 living creatures gave to the 7 angels 7 golden bowls filled with the wrath of God, who lives forever and ever. And the temple was filled with smoke from the glory of God and from his power, and no one could enter the temple until the 7 plagues of the 7 angels were completed. May God bless the reading of his word. Chapter 1. Sit and Stay are tricks for dogs.
We've arrived in Ancheim.
Still no wind.
Are these desert places normally supposed to be windy?
When they're the site of the wind crystal they are, this stillness shouldn't be possible.
The wind carried all manner of blessings to this land in days past. It was the kingdom's lifeblood.
I see. All the more reason to hurry then. Which way to the temple?
From here, we need only head... we ought to make for... which way is it?
Again, she has no sense of direction.
Ignore anything she says. Anya's raises getting lost to an art form.
I'm impressed you made it to Caldisla.
Just a moment. My journal details much of Ancheim's topography. A clockwork metropolis, nestled in Harena's sandy bosom. Here, time, above all, is sacred. A massive timepiece crowns the kingdom, fueled as all of Ancheim by the ceaseless currents originating from the Temple of Wind to the south.
Quite thorough, isn't it? Sounds as if you've been here before. Perhaps that book of yours is a travel diary?
I do seem possessed of a certain wanderlust. The normal sort as well. Ooh, perhaps I'll find a train of ex-lovers here among the sands.
Nope.
Let's be off. We make sense.
Or at least I hope not.
All present, Lord Marshal. Save the usual tune, at least.
No matter. Let's begin.
I trust word has reached you from Caldisla. The Knights of the Eternian Sky have fallen to the Vestal.
I'd not thought the girl so bloodthirsty as all that.
It appears she surrounded herself with capable guards. What's more, it pains me to say it, but Idia's whereabouts have been lost amid the chaos.
That is no concern of yours. Do not confuse personal matters with your assigned task, Alternus.
My apologies, Lord Marshal.
Not only did the Sky Knights fail, they've given the Vestal wings. Why they didn't simply kill the child, I'll never know.
Keen insightful as ever, Victoria. Yet I fear we've need of the Vestal alive.
Have we, Victor? Ah, no matter then. If she fled by air, it's a simple matter to track her. She makes for Ancheim by necessity.
And to the Temple of Wind. Ancheim does face upon the Florsheim Sea.
Of course. Most of the world's seas have gone putrid, but the inner sea remains navigable. That would offer the airship a berth.
The only berth.
But what does she aim to do there? Why return to the crystal now? It smells of some sinister plot.
Ancheim is the province of the Camer and Profiteur merchantry. What say you, Lord Marshal?
We haven't the leisure of chasing the Vestal across the globe and back. We need her in custody now. Tell the merchantry to employ any means they must.
Netfriend invites. Having trouble racking up street passes? Netfriend invites are just the thing. With it, you can connect to the internet and find new guests to aid you. How to use Netfriend invites? Just ask your local adventurer. He'll help you out once a day. What a guy. Invite Netfriends with update data. Except you can't, because there's no internet with the 3DS anymore.
Apprehend the Vestal by any means necessary. Seems the Council of Six is growing desperate.
Those were their words. I've relayed them to you. My contract states I'm to receive payment for my troubles from you.
Then your contract is mistaken. I've heard nothing of the sort. Bah, fine. You'll have your fee. But I am taking a small discount. Only fair as a regular customer, eh?
If you must.
Still, this Vestal is quite the little monster, no? To have this Sky Knight so undone. If the margin is high enough, I would tackle a behemoth bare-handed. But until I see a profit, I'll not move an inch. Business is business, yes?
Ancheim, land of sand and time. Ancheim, land of sand and time. Never expected to find such a clockwork wonder in the middle of a desert. Yeah, it's great, but this heat, ugh, I feel gross. The heat was always allayed by a steady breeze, but now the wind is stopped, the air stagnant. What about the water? Is that contraption drawing up drinking water? I believe so. I recall hearing it was quite costly last I was here. Well, it is an impressive machine. Wait, you mean the water? Indeed. I was surprised to learn water came free in Caldisla. I had always known it as something to be bought, so you can imagine my delight. More importantly, Agnes, what of the women here? Are they beautiful, passionate, devoted? Where would you suggest for a date spot? I'll need a list of good restaurants if you please. Unacceptable. There's someone I'd like you to meet. What do you say? AI friends. These plucky chaps are your friends when no friends are around. You can set avalinks and summon them the same as normal friends. I became friends with FriendBot. Hard at work, I see. Available here, we can get Protect, Shell, Arrow, Silence, Poison, Sleep, Slow, Regen, and Quake. I'm gonna have to save up.
Silence, one and all! Your king, Camo the Eighth, speaks!
My people, I thank you for your tireless efforts. As you are well aware, our glorious nation's production has suffered a harsh fall since the wind's cessation brought the Grand Mill to a halt. Without nature's former bounty, our turbines went completely still. They sit as silent as the desert night. In the wake of this crisis, you rose up and took matters literally in hand, operating the turbines manually. I, your king, lack words to thank you for your hard work. However, I am much aggrieved to say that energy production is less than 1/5 its former total. At this rate, our proud kingdom, renowned for its unparalleled industry, is doomed to ineluctable decline. I find myself without recourse but to revisit my prior fiat regarding the schedule of all able-bodied citizens. Henceforth, labor shall commence at 0900 hours and will extend beyond the current 1659 until 2059, effective immediately.
Okay, so they were originally doing, okay, so their labor is literally just walking in a circle with a turbine, I believe. So they're walking in circles for 8 hours a day currently, and what he's doing is making it 12 hours a day.
What? We're flesh and blood. We need rest.
In so doing, turbine output is expected to rise to 30% of its former value before the wind cease output of...
Your Majesty! Your Majesty! Grave news!
What? The Vestal? Be calm, my children. I know your pain all too well. My heart bleeds just as yours. But I ask that you join me in remembering the cause of our woes. The Crystal Orthodoxy and the Vestal's indolence. Therein lies the true cause of the wind's absence. And what has the Great Vestal done since the air went still? What did she do in the face of your suffering? She abandoned you, fled the country to save herself alone. In this, Ancheim's first and direst hour of need, the Vestal we loved and trusted is powerless or unwilling to help. Though it pains me deeply to tell you of these things, I cannot deny this simple truth.
Except it's all false.
What resolution can be brought about to this terrible crisis? The Crystal Orthodoxy is naught but a hollow creed. What result have years of worship at the altar of the Crystal brought us? Once more I say it. It is by our own hands that we shall push this glorious kingdom ever forward. Onward to still greater glory.
There. Just now, that leer. That was aimed at us.
Seems that little speech was for your benefit, Agnes.
It's slander is what it is. That creep's giving you no chance at all to defend yourself.
Agnes.
Agnes's angst seemed on edge during that whole speech. You don't have to bottle it all in. I'm no expert, but I'm happy to listen. I cannot deny that the people of Ancheim are dissatisfied with my work as Vestal. No intention of making excuses. But you didn't run away either, right? The king asked me directly. He said that terrible things were happening in Caldisla, and asked that I investigate. Yet now he paints an entirely different picture. I cannot understand his need to lie. Does he bear me some grudge? Have I done him some slight? Do you regret listening to him in the first place? No, I do not regret my time in Caldisla. Seeing that chasm firsthand showed me precisely what it is I must do. And you met Tiz there, too. That's airy, that's hardly. I'm glad you came and saw the chasm, too. You've shown me a path forward. Blessed is the person who is needed by someone else. Hmm? What's this? What are we talking about? Nothing. It's nothing. Then why are you hiding it? Come on, don't leave me out. I want to know! Unacceptable. To me and to Tiz. Right, Tiz? Yes, ma'am.
Omnius oblige, Vestal of Wind. His Majesty bids you come.
Did you know shields boost evasion as well as defense when equipped? You did, right? That helps keep the enemy's successful hit count to a minimum, sparing you a hefty amount of damage.
I see you've returned, Vestal. Why then did you not come to me for an audience immediately? I was dreadfully worried, you know. I'd begun to think you'd fallen victim to some terrible accident. So, what of the Caldislan Chasm?
I fear it was worse even than your Majesty had imagined.
So tell me, was it worse than the state of your own nation? Are you even aware of the situation here?
The wind remains still.
And the Grand Mill be calm. I'm pleased to see you're not totally ignorant. The turbines that form the heart of this kingdom, the greatest symbols of her wisdom, now turn my hand. The hands of our citizens. Compulsory labor service. Our survival hinges now upon their sacrifice. And even that will not last forever. We need that mill turning again soon. Not by our citizens' hands, but by the wind. And whose job is it to see that the wind blows, if not the Vestals? I can think of no other value you provide, save that. Anyway, will you now end the suffering your negligence has caused to this land? To its people?
He intended to do that anyway.
Beyond your abilities. Perhaps you would sooner run again. Turn away from the plight of your people.
You literally sent her!
If that is all His Majesty wished to say, I'll be on my way. I haven't the time to waste here.
What? I'll not be spoken to like this! Just whose fault do you think this mess is, girl?
Not hers.
That could have gone better. Not that I blame you for getting mad.
Mad? I felt no anger. Only fear. The king frightens me.
His tone was far from pleasant, but he didn't seem dangerous.
The people who had come to hear him speak frighten me the same. Everyone in this city, they see me only as the Vestal, not a human being. I don't know how to speak to them. Just thinking on it sets my legs to trembling.
That explains the tense look you've worn since we landed here.
Personally, I felt amazing after that little conversation. Did you see his face? It was purple. I nearly laughed out loud.
I tuned him out about halfway through his speech myself. I never did have much attention span for listening to men go on. Now women.
In any case, we'd best hurry to the temple. It's all that I can do.
Did you see his face? It was purple. Sub-scenarios. Blue marks upon the map. Notice a blue mark on your map on the bottom screen? Head there to advance a sub-scenario. What are sub-scenarios? Sub-scenarios are your chance to see another side of the Astrosparers. Follow their stories and lay claim to their Astros to unlock powerful new jobs. What's this temple? So, what is this temple like exactly? I have no idea what to expect. It is a holy place that has been a center of worship for millennia. To each crystal is wed a Vestal, who spends her lifetime in steady prayer. Vestalines, girls chosen as successors to the Vestals, go to live in the temples. They leave its premises only very rarely. And so, to a Vestal, the temple is also a home. A flower garden with no boys allowed. Be quiet, Ring-a-Bell. So you were inside the temple ever since you became a Vestaling? It was quite rare to leave, save for a few public rites each year. Does that mean you were all alone? Wasn't that hard? I was not alone, no. The Mother Vestal, my predecessor, raised me to serve in her place. There were the Acolytes. They would go into town and purchase all we needed. But you left for this journey. Guess that's proof it's important. No, even so, I had never intended to leave the temple. Never intended any of this.
Ah, good day! I believe this is our first meeting, yes? Erutis Profiteer, chairman of the Camel and Profiteer Merchantry, at your service. How kind of you to pay me this visit. Now, what is it you are needing today? We are the only purveyor of water licensed by the king himself, and we take pride in our product. No effort is spared in providing the cleanest, freshest water possible. The results are clear. Water humor, yes? Ah, but I have lost the time again. I have appointments waiting, my friends. Let us speak again soon. Guard! Our honored guests are leaving. See they are seen out. Have a refreshing day.
Well, okay.
Feeling parched. Can we stop for a drink of water?
You, stop! This well is property of the Cameron Profiteer Merchantry. Unauthorized withdrawals are strictly prohibited.
Ah! Withdrawals? There are people out here going thirsty!
No! There are peasants going thirsty. If you want a free drink so badly, go join the other rabble at the Oasis.
And so our next task is to leave and go to the Oasis. I am going to do all side quests, period. Or sub-scenarios, as they called them.
Help! Someone!
What's wrong?
Thieves! I've been robbed!
What?
They took my water, my pack, even the camel I rode in on. They took everything. That man from the merchantry didn't say anything about this. He told me to come here, said it was safe. How am I supposed to survive if I have to risk my life every time I need water?
Try to stay calm. Do you know where these thieves are now?
They're right behind you!
Let's see. 2, 4, 6, maybe 40 in all? That's quite the little band they've assembled.
We'll take care of this, sir. You go ahead. Get out of here! Hey! Just what are you doing? Letting a good mark go? Our good mark, mind!
We couldn't stand to watch you cowards just do as you pleased.
You have to stop this. Drop everything you've stolen and leave this place at once!
What's this then? Who are they? I've got no word of this lot. Leave it out, it's too hot for this. Change of plans, boys. We're done here.
Wait! Leave the goods you stole!
Not familiar with how thieving works, then? I'm cross enough already. And to heck with this thirst. The needles in my throat are driving me mad! I need a drink. This anger won't leave me till this thirst has. We're out, boys!
Hey! I said wait!
Stop, Tiz. I feel the same, but there are too many. We can't take them head on.
And now we have another direction to go. Over to this cave. I'm gonna go ahead and save here. That's not what I meant to do. Harena Ruins! What the eye cannot see. What's this? My eyes! I can't see! Blind gas? Where is it coming from? Be careful, everyone. This is clearly a trap. Our aim is completely shot. We can't go rushing into melee attacks with Brave. I don't want to miss and then have to just stand there turn after turn. Still, even blind, I can see to the core of a woman's heart, clear as day. Heh, the things that really matter can't be seen by the eye. Gah! Ring a bell, stop spelling gross nonsense and watch where you're stepping. Even when you're not blind, you can't see past your big fat mouth. Heck! Ow! Idiot, don't go stomping up. Ow! Not again! Where are those eye drops? 1500p. Buy some more magic. Oh. The Cogs of Ancheim. Just woke up and already that tired, Tiz? It's the city. You notice how there are always gears turning someplace close? Sure, the sound is deafening at times. Little wonder this place is known for its grand clock. Noise is bad, but the vibration is worse. I can't get to sleep with that hum. I'm surprised you're so high-strung. Surprised? Jealous of your ability to pass out anytime, anywhere, idiot. You need a bit more rest, Tiz? Oh no, I'll be fine. Let's get going. Thief's knife obtained. Dagger with the Mug ability. And that's going to be all for today. So, when we come back next time, then we're going to finish out this dungeon. Although I might actually go back and heal up. I don't know. Still deciding on that one. I'll probably just finish out the dungeon. At any rate, we'll finish out the dungeon, which will move us forward on this, they call it sub-scenario? Side quest. At any rate, that's going to be all for today. So, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.